Today we will discuss about joints and movements. The joints in the body are the places where two bones are joined together. The joints are strong enough to withstand jerks. The ends of the bones are covered with soft cartilage. It acts as a shock absorber and reduces friction between the bones. Cartilage is also present in some parts of the body that are not as hard as the bones. For example, the upper part of the ear. The bones are held together at the joints by strong, stretchy bands. These are known as the ligaments. There are many joints in the body. The joints are of three types, depending on the types of movement they allow: immovable, slightly movable, and freely movable. These are three types of joints. The bones and the skull do not allow any movement. The joints between the ribs and the breastbone allow only slight movements, and most of the joints in the human body are freely movable joints. These freely movable joints are four main types, depending on the types of movement they allow. First is hinge joint. The elbow, knee, and finger joints allow movement in one plane only, that is, up and down, backward and forward, like the hinges of a door. Such joints are known as the hinge joints. The shoulder and hip joints allow movement in all directions. In such joints, the end of one of the bones is round like a ball. It fits into a hollow part in the other bone. The bone that's end in a ball, for example, the femur or the humerus, can move in any direction. Such a joint is called a ball and socket joint. Pivot joint. The neck joint also allows movement in all directions. It allows you to move your head up and down, left and right, and also to rotate it. In such joints, one of the bones ends in a rounded or conical surface that fits into a dent in a other bone. Such a joint is known as the pivot joint. The wrist or ankle joints have flattened ends of bones that can move or glide against each other. These joints allow side to side as well as backward and forward movement. The vertebrae also have similar joints that allow slight movement. Such joints are known as the gliding joints. Now we will discuss what makes the bones move. Bones cannot move by themselves. It is your muscles attached to the bones that make them move at the joints. Muscles are like elastic bands. They are attached to the bones by means of tough connecting band known as the tendons. The muscles move in the bones by their pull. Muscles cannot push. Therefore, to move the bone in one direction, at least two sets of muscles are required. For example, the up and down movements of your arm are controlled by biceps and triceps. When you want to raise your arm, the biceps in front contract, that is, they become shorter and fatter to pull up the arm. And to lower down the arm, the triceps at the back contract and pull it down. This is how the biceps and triceps helps to pull up and down the arm. Animals have different types of skeletons. The skeletons of some animals do not have bones at all. Therefore, the ways in which they move are also different. Like earthworm, they have liquid skeleton. They have liquid trapped in spaces inside the body. The muscle squeezes against the liquid. This keep the body firm. Muscles in worm's body can be squeezed differently to change the body shape. These changes in the shape help the worm to move along. To move, the earthworm first extends the front part of its body, keeping the rear part fixed to the ground. Next, it fixes the front part and shortens it, thus pulling the rear end forward. It carries out such expansion and contraction of muscles repeatedly to move forward. And now we will discuss about the snail and the cockroach. It is like a house, it carries along with it the upper portion of the body. It is skeleton which is outside the body, but it is not made up of bones. Such a skeleton is known as the exoskeleton. Crabs and insects such as cockroaches also have exoskeletons. Exoskeletons give support and protection and also allow movement at the joints. The snail has a thick structure called a foot. It is made up of strong muscles. It produces a series of wave like movements that push the snail's body forward. Cockroaches can walk, climb, and fly. They have three pairs of legs. The leg muscles move the leg for walking and climbing. There are two pairs of wings attached to the breast. The breast muscles move the wings for flying. The skeleton of a human body is inside the body. Such a skeleton is known as an endoskeleton. Fish, reptiles, birds, and mammals have the endoskeletons. They all have backbones and are known as the vertebrates. Muscles that enable the fish to move and found on either side of backbone. These muscles contract on one side and expand on the other. This moves the body from side to side in a zigzag pattern. As the tail fin of the fish moves along with the body in a zigzag pattern, it pushes against the water. This force moves the fish body forward. To help movement in water, fishes have a streamlined shape, broad in the middle and narrow at the ends. This reduces the water resistance and enables the fish to glide along the water. Airplanes, boats, and ships also have streamlined shapes. A snake is a vertebrate. It has a long backbone which is very flexible. The snake can curve its body into many loops. Each loop pushes against the ground to give a forward push to the body. Therefore, when moving forward, its body moves from side to side in a wave like motion. Birds fly with their wings, which are modified forelimbs. They use their legs or hind limbs to walk, run, and hop. Some birds also swim in water. The bones of the birds are hollow and very light, making it easy for them to rise in air. Strong muscles in their breastbones help birds to flap their wings and fly. So, different animals they have the different body movements. Thank you.